to get a fire going. Earlier in the day I collected some silver birch. It's actually paper birch. Some grass from beside the river, and I put it in my pocket to dry it out using my body warm. Now, with any tinder, you want to scuff it up so you can get the fire triangle working, where you get some oxygen and some fuel, and the heat can get in there. We'll see if we can get that going. Also, in my pocket I had some grasses. I made this into a piece of rope actually. This could potentially be a nice piece of tinder as well. Tiny bit of larch. Larch is fantastic actually for fire, but normally you'd have loads and loads, but there's very limited stuff here. Just here, it's a mixture of silver birch and various other trees. This is dead, hanging wood. We just found that hanging in the tree, so in principle it should be air dried. When we broke it, it just snapped like that. It should indicate that it's dry. Of course, in these conditions, it could simply be frozen, but we'll soon find out. We're going to use a fire steel and see if we can get something working. Hold this up and see if this dries out in time. Normally we would dig down to the ground when we make a fire. I have put a platform of wood on the snow, but what we'll find is that the fire will slowly sink into the snow. The reason we've not gone down to the ground here is that there's some land underneath us which we don't really want to burn for the summer. So you can hear it cracking. That's drying out a lot. It's quite wet. So I'm holding that above. Now, near me, I have some other tinder here. I'm going to sprinkle that across sideways, get the crisscross effect, which might help us build a kind of a chimney effect. There we go. Hopefully that should take. I've graded it different grades, slightly thicker pieces of wood, crisscross all in here. If it was windy I wouldn't use a crisscross, but it's not windy. We've got a nice shelf of snow around us. Crisscross should allow the fire to grow, the chimney to grow taller, the heat column to grow taller. It's very wet on the outside. When you snap the wood, if you put it to the top of your lip, it can then tell you whether it's dry or not. The lip is actually one of the most sensitive parts of the body to moisture. Now normally we'd have lots and lots and lots of fuel already pre-prepared. When you think you've got enough, I reckon you should probably get 10 times the amount you think, especially if you're going to be here for the night. There we go. Fire in the Arctic using a fire steel and some local resources.
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Right, what day is it and where are we?
So it's day 2 and we're in our snow shelter which we built today.
Awesome. So what did we learn about this morning?
This morning we learned about hypothermia, how to get it, how to prevent it. So there's 3 sort of separate things about hypothermia. There's first degree, mild hypothermia, which is when your body's just less than 35 degrees or more than 32 degrees. And it goes more severe when you go under 32 degrees, it's your internal body. We also learned about frostbite, different types of frostbite. First degree is where it's superficial damage, so it's easily fixed. And it's more serious as you get more damage, more exposure.
So with second degree frostbite, how deep does that go?
Sort of mid-tissue.
Start off with second degree frostbite is?
Second degree frostbite is mid-tissue. semi-permanent damage.
Okay. And how do you come back from second-degree frostbite?
To come back from second-degree frostbite, you warm yourself up by sort of putting your hand on your face, but not heat yourself up too quickly.
Why not?
Reason being because you'll just burst the capillaries your extremities.
Okay. And did you know that before today?
I learnt that. That was something new I learnt.
Awesome.
Okay, day 2 today. The boys have had a real education today. They spent the whole morning inside the classroom and they learnt about frostbite and hypothermia. Alex has demonstrated some of that for us today. It's really important that the students learn the academic side of survival so that when they get out into the field they can put it into practice. So for example, with first degree frostbite, a lot of people generally in the public, they wouldn't know that they were getting frostbite just by being outside, but the superficial discoloration of the skin you can get on your nose, on your ears, your fingers and your toes especially, that can compound. It can get worse and worse and worse until you end up with deeper tissue damage and then permanent tissue damage, even leading to amputation. So the boys learn about how to notice these things really quickly so that they can be prepared and also fix situations before they do compound and get worse and worse. The boys have been really good at that. Then they spend the day doing an activity and they monitor their own condition while they're doing it. So if they get wet and cold, then they now know they've learnt the things they need to do to stop themselves from getting hypothermic and also from getting frostbite. Learn a few emergency situations and some of the things of what not to do. So if you get frostbite, the last thing you do is rub the area, because if you rub it, the crystallised blood in your vessels and your capillaries will act like razor blades and they will tear to pieces your veins and your capillaries, which can kill the extremity or the area that's been damaged. The boys have been making these snow shelters. This one's a really good one. We're out on the Arctic Circle here. It's minus 10 degrees easily, and inside these shelters it brings it to 0 degrees, even a little bit warmer when you're packed in. This is a really good size. Get 3 students in here, and at minus 20 degrees it will still stay around 0, minus 5 degrees at the maximum, which is a lot better than being outside. They're sheltered from the wind, and so they're not going to get their body heat wicked away from them. So in an emergency situation, the boys can spend an hour or 2 building a shelter like this, get themselves inside it, get hydrated, get fed, and they could last a night in one of these and it would save their lives. So you saw earlier that Steve had this on the go. We've got some dripping ice going here. Mr. Nichols also described the heat capacity of ice, and that it absorbs a lot of heat before it begins to melt. The reason why you do this is because if you just eat snow or ice from the ground, it actually dehydrates you even more, because the heat and energy needed to melt the snow gets withdrawn from your body, and you use more energy melting that snow in your mouth and in your system than the actual energy that you get from it as a resource. So it's really important that you can try and melt the snow and then drink water instead of eating snow. boys are out today. Got nice minus temperatures, a good bit of snow. We've done shelters and cooking outside already now. The guys are all around catching fish. Very soon what you do first of all is you go out and you test the ice, make sure it's thick enough. You do that using an ice screw. So you can stand on the ice, you screw into the ice, you can see how deep it is. If it's usually more than this thick, you can stand on it quite nicely. We've seen snowmobiles going up and down the river all day, so it's pretty safe to walk on. Drill a hole in the ice, scoop out any excess ice, and then as you can see Mr. Stead is fishing away with his tiny little rod, hoping to catch himself a beauty. See what happens. Anything biting on your maggot yet?
Nah, nothing's bitten on my maggot just yet. From what I hear, no one ever bites on your maggot either.
I really hope not.
Yeah, it's going well. It's going well.
So the guys have been travelling so far around 2 kilometres an hour on skis, which means that in these conditions and on this terrain you need to use your timing and your bearings really well. The map in itself is not really very helpful when you're moving through whiteout like this. Okay, whiteout being when you can't see sky from ground. The only point of reference you've got in here at all is just the trees. Okay, so if you want to go in a certain direction, what you do is, say we wanted to go south, which is the direction the guys are heading right now, you plug south into your direction of travel on your compass. Your direction of travel arrow is usually at the top of every single compass, or it'll be like a notch that shows which way you're going. It's usually off the top of your compass. So if you're going 180 degrees, which is south, you load 180 degrees into your direction of travel arrow. You hold the compass directly in front of your body so that your direction of travel arrow is pointing ahead of you, and then you turn your body and your compass so that the magnetic needle sits over the declination arrow, the red arrow in the bezel. Okay, and once you've got it in and you look up, that's the direction you're going. And what you do is, if you're travelling at 2 kilometres an hour and you want to go for 2 kilometres, you look at your watch, and in an hour's time you should reach your destination.
That's it. Thanks, John. Thanks, not very bloody nice. You need to lead like really hard as well.
Toivoin mie polonen, kun mie saisin minkä soisin, kun mie saisin minkä soisin, saisin miehen mielellisen, saisin miehen mielellisen, toveritsan toivellisen, toveritsan toivellisen, syyllissäni syöttelisin, syyllissäni.
When I come out here, I didn't think it was going to be this cold. As you can see, I'm wearing shorts. I thought it was going to be 40 degrees. Turns out it's minus 40. It's not a great idea. Still rocking the look. I'm a snake! I'm cold! It's cold! Can I jump back?
Learned a lot of things like cross country skiing. I've done so many things that I just didn't think I could. 8 kilometer cross country ski. That was really nice. Yeah, but I pushed through it, which impressed me and showed me my limits. My limits are quite high.
Okay, so one of the hardest things that we did was we did about a 9 to 10k trek skiing, doing cross-country skiing, which was not only physically hard but mentally hard, because for me, I'm not a strong skier, and when you're skiing it takes a lot of effort out of you with your brakes. You get cold because you're not moving too much. So yeah, on this trip we had quite a lot of mental challenges that we had to get through, and one of the other things that was one of the highlights of the week was doing the husky dog sledding, which was just amazing because there was amazing scenery. We got to see brilliant places and the dogs were just brilliant.
I'll do the roads, you do the convection. No, you do that, I'll do the roads. I know more about that shit. Right, I'll go first this time. You're better than me. Well, you did it! No, now it's just up high. I've got to like sit up now. You got to speak up? Yeah, I know. Is it on? Yeah. Is it on, yeah? Cool. Right, so we're in Finland. We've been doing cross-country skiing, we've been doing snowshoeing, did some husky dog riding, which was cool. Yeah, we built snow shelters. We went to Sweden, over the river, did some ice hole fishing.
Made fire.
Made fires, lots of fires, nice and warm. It's quite cold out here. Lots of snow, quite a lot of snow, more snow. And which was it again? What, Finland? No, it's not here, the glacier. Oh, yeah, when you're lost you need to travel east to west, because in Finland Scandinavia, you got it wrong. In Scandinavia, because a long time ago with the glaciers and that stuff, they ran north to south, and it made a natural valley north to south, so that's where they built the roads. So if you're ever lost over there, then you have to travel east to west, and then eventually you'll hit a road, and then you'll be found. And that sort of taught us we need to know a little bit of history about the place. Didn't really come in handy here because obviously this is Finland, so might just know that. But yeah, interesting stuff.
My name's Steve Shove.
And my name's Steve Shove.
And we're from Really Wild Bushcraft. Guess what I made? I made some cordage.
And I made this backpack.
And I made that woolly hat.
And we did it from grass down by the river.
And mud, because we're men.
We're men, and we're from Really Wild Bushcraft. So Finland, what an awesome experience. We've done some cross-country skiing, been on sleds with dogs. I think those are the two things that are really going to stick in my mind. That and how much I've laughed this week. The kids have been absolutely awesome. They've really moved on and they've learned so many things this week.
So, come to the end of the week in the Arctic. It's been an incredible week. It really has. The boys have been fantastic. They've learnt a lot. They really have, and they've pushed themselves and they've worked really hard. They were great as a team, and individually they've all picked up something different, something new. We have laughed a lot this week. It's been a lot of fun, really a lot of fun, and part of that's been because everyone's been working so hard. Highlights for me, just being here really, just experiencing the culture, sharing that with colleagues, and showing the students places and things that they'd never really get to see otherwise. That's a big kick for me. The husky dog sledding was something that I've never done before. That was it was wonderful. It was really, really nice. Onwards and upwards. Let's see what happens next.
He